The COVID pandemic has taken a devastating toll on the country's economy. One of the worst hit groups is the small scale shopkeepers who have experienced a massive decline in sales. In light of the above problem, today with us, we have a group of young students from Enactus Pilani who have launched the app Sokos. Let us talk to them and understand more about this. I welcome Alankrita and Lavitra to our channel Social Times. So Lavitra, tell us more about Sokos.
Sokos is a web app launched to make the Indian buyer feel safe whenever he goes out to buy something in this COVID era. Through our app, the customer will be able to see what shops are open around him, book a suitable time slot for visiting the shop, and also have his groceries delivered to his doorstep.
But why do you think we need an application like yours? What is the problem with the current system in place?
You see, Vaibhav, most buyers are no longer comfortable going to shops these days. There's always a risk of transmission, either from the shopkeeper or from other buyers. As a fact, transmission by paying cash at counters is also a huge threat. Even after maintaining strict hygiene norms by yourself, you need to stand in long queues at shops where adequate social distancing norms are not followed properly. Not only the fear of corona transmission, but also the time that customers waste while waiting in the queue. All of this is the real problem.
I do agree with what you're conveying here. But what made you make the decision to move ahead with Sokos?
In order to get a better insight on this issue, we developed a network of volunteers all across the country, which comprised mainly of college students. These volunteers contacted the local shops in their area and gave us valuable feedback. Based on the data they collected, trust me, it cannot get any worse on the customer.
So how is your app Sokos solving this issue?
60% of India's GDP relies upon SMEs and MSMEs, and they have suffered the most during this lockdown. Using the Sokos app, customers can choose a particular time slot from the safe vicinity of their homes. It is just like having a quick appointment at the grocery store. The app allots the time slots, allowing only a fixed number of customers in a particular shop at any given time. This ensures less crowding, hence adequate social distancing norms are followed properly.
The conception looks really promising, but how will you regulate this?
Sokos offers 3 different buying options to the customers, all of which make grocery shopping simpler and safer. The first option, the buying option, will allow the customer to book a suitable time slot for visiting the shop, at which the customer can go and do all his shopping. The time slots will be allocated in a manner to ensure less crowding at the stores. Second option, the pickup option, will allow the customer to place his order from the safe vicinity of his house and later collect it from the respective store at a given time slot. Finally, the delivery option will allow the customer to have his groceries delivered directly to his doorstep. In order to ensure the safety of our customers, as well as the staff working at these stores, all the delivery people will be well equipped with masks and sanitizers. All the grocery items will be sanitized beforehand in order to reduce the risk of transmission.
Mr. Lavitra, would you mind showing me the working of the application?
Open the Sokos app, click on the register button. Register using Google, Facebook, or simply put in all your details. Click on the explore button to find out all the shops near you. Click on the get time slot button, select a suitable time slot. Pick your delivery option. List down all your order requirements with the quantity. If you have any special needs, use the remark feature to mention them. Click on submit, and that's it. Your order is confirmed.
The idea sounds really interesting, but have you actually managed to test it on the ground?
Yes, currently, as a pilot attempt, we are operating in Delhi and have around 7 suppliers belonging to small and medium-scale marts and shops in and around the colonies of C8 and C9 in Vasant Kunj. These 7 shops cater to the needs of around 600 families, which makes our customer base count to around 2,100 people. So far, we have received great responses from both customers and shopkeepers using the app.
The services provided looks really promising, but how will Sokos generate revenue? Is it a paid application or does it require any subscription of sorts? How are you monetizing the process?
Currently, we are levying a small delivery charge on every order. The returns from these charges will be used to meet the costs of sanitizers and masks that we are providing to our delivery.
Oh, but then how do you expect to make the ends meet?
There is a lot of critical data when you come to this question. Questions like what does the consumer buy at the grocery store? Big giants of e commerce cannot collect this data firsthand. And here's where we have the edge of it. Let's say a customer wants to buy a particular product at the grocery store. Using tools such as AI and ML, we will advise the shopkeeper on how much supplies and buffers he should keep of that product in order to increase his sales to the maximum. From these increased sales, we will demand our cut, which will again be reinvested in the app. Furthermore, there is a certain prisoner's dilemma when it comes to MSMEs. MSMEs should dominate the local markets. However, they fail to capitalize on its revenue effectively due to lack of coordination. Our app will ensure that the MSMEs do not lose out on this revenue by ensuring that they work together even in this COVID era.
Amazing. So, what are the future prospects or goals for Sokos?
The aim is to eventually implement this model in all cities across the country. In the next 6 months, we are planning to increase both our supplier base as well as our customer base. The estimated count of suppliers is expected to be around 400 stores, which would bring our customer base to over 48,000 people. The conditions seem to be in our favor, provided how the lockdown has gradually lifted and people have slowly started to go out, resulting in the need for social distancing norms. Not to mention the UN Sustainability Development Goals that we are hitting, a total of 6 of them: good health and well being for the society. We help the SMEs and MSMEs achieve decent work and economic growth. Our app will develop industry, innovation, and infrastructure. We seek to reduce inequalities and help build sustainable cities and communities by partnership with the SMEs and MSMEs for the mutual goals to be achieved.
Thank you, Lavitra and Alankrita. It was great to have you guys here. Next, we shift our focus onto another deprived section of our society, the labor class. They too have been hit badly by the COVID 19 pandemic, finding it difficult to sustain themselves due to the lack of adequate financial resources. They had no other options but to leave their workplaces and fly back to their homelands. However, this mass migration posed serious public hygiene and safety concerns. Again, Enactus Pilani comes to the rescue. They have started an initiative called Project Suraksha to provide face masks to these laborers free of cost, also providing employment to the workers involved in making these masks. Let us welcome Manisha and Yuvraj to know more about this. Hello, Manisha and Yuvraj. So, Manisha, first of all, briefly tell us what this initiative is all about.
Under Suraksha, which is a sub-project of AVEG, we engage rural women workers to make face masks. Some of these are distributed to frontline corona warriors and laborers free of cost, while others are sold at a minimal price in the market. However, originally when we started Project AVEG back in 2018, we had no intention of making masks. The idea behind our Project AVEG was to provide a platform for rural Rajasthan women to keep the traditional Rajasthan art forms alive in the veins of India. We started a SHG comprising 11 women in a nearby village, Jherli. The families in villages of the outer Rajasthan depend only upon the harvesting of kharif crops to sustain themselves. Kharif crops are harvested only for 3 months, leaving the families seasonally unemployed with an average daily income of just 40 rupees. Women empowerment, rural development, and appreciation of Rajasthani culture are the social problems our project is based upon. However, looking at the changing scenario due to COVID-19 pandemic, we decided to launch Suraksha. We wanted to rope in these women for making face masks. We trained these women workers in making face masks through online tutorials and virtual meets with the help of Nirman Hyderabad, who also helped us in the effective distribution of the masks.
You told us that you provide frontline corona workers with the mask free of cost. How do you manage to make this project financially sustainable?
Well, we have partnered with NGO Nirman to help us with volunteering and manufacturing of these masks. We have raised rupees 35,000 in a 2-week long crowdfunding campaign, which, when added with the resources of Nirman, helped us give a decent head start to the project. We were able to manufacture about 5,000 masks in the first month itself, employing 17 women. The raw material cost, including shipping, costs us 23 rupees per mask, and when sold at 35 rupees, it helps us gain 7 rupees per mask for our women workers, and also add back 5 rupees per mask sold. So roughly we are able to give out 1 free mask for every 10 masks sold. So our project is financially sustainable now.
That does convince me. But what potential impact is your project trying to make here?
As of today, we have already made 5,000 masks. By 15th August, we are expecting to make 10,000 more, out of which 1,000 would be distributed free of cost, while 9,000 would be sold in the market, generating a revenue of Rs 63,000 approximately. This would be enough to support the household expenditures of our 17 workers for not less than 5 months. Our project also fulfills 6 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals laid out by the UN: no poverty, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, reduced inequality, sustainable communities, and a partnership to achieve a goal.
I want to thank both of you for coming in here, and I wish you the best of luck for your future journey.
Thank you.